Hey guys, it's Manager Kylie, and in today's video, I'm going to go through all the equipment you need to play golf. So today I'm going to go through the different pieces of equipment you need to play golf, all the way from the basics you need if you just want to go out on the course as a beginner, all the way to some of the things you might need as you get more experience with golf and some of the extra add-ons that you might want to throw in your golf bag. Anything I mention, I will be linking in the description down below. So definitely check out those links if there's anything you're looking for that I mentioned. But if you guys are interested in more sports administration content just like this, definitely subscribe button, turn the bell so you get notified every time I upload, as I post a new video every single Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. And if you want to see this for any other sport, so you know the equipment you need for your sport, definitely let me know that in the comments down below as well. So the first thing you're going to need are some golf clubs. I have my golf clubs right next to me. And for this, you can have up to 14 clubs in your bag when you play. Generally as a beginner, you only need like 6 or 8. You don't need a ton of different clubs when you're a beginner. It's kind of up to you what you use. I have to say there's certain clubs in here that I almost never use, and then there's clubs I use every single time I go golfing. So there's definitely, you find your favorites on what you like, and especially with the links I have in the description down below, I would recommend trying out couple different golf clubs and everything just to find what you like best. Different brands have different grips, different feels. I would definitely try to figure out what you like best. This is definitely my preferred. These are the clubs I've been using for a couple of years now, so this is what I like. But if there's a certain brand you like, I would definitely try to go with that. So the first thing you're going to have in your bag is a couple different sets of clubs. You're going to have these ones with the covers on it are my woods. They're actually more of a hybrid. They're not made of wood anymore. Then you have your irons, and then finally you're going to have some sort of putter. So starting off with the woods, the biggest one you're going to have is this driver. So mine actually has a really big head. A lot of drivers now have a big head, which is actually good for beginners. You're able to tee the ball up nice and high and have that nice large head to go off of. You also will then have some sort of fairway wood or hybrid. This is a 3. And it allows you to both tee it off, especially for beginners. This is another good one if you don't feel like you have control over the driver to use off the tee box, but this is also something you can hit without a tee. So I definitely recommend some sort of fairway wood. Then you have your irons. So there's a few different types of irons, and you'll see that they have a number on them. So this one is number 5. So that just means it's kind of based on distance. The bigger the number, the shorter the distance. So they work all the way up to number 9. This 5 is one of my longest irons. Generally using this, you can also use it off the tee box on some shorter holes, but this is good for the fairway, the rough, all that when you're trying to still hit a large distance. And then when you get all the way up to your 9 iron, that's when you're trying to hit a shorter distance. As irons only go up to number 9, you might also see another iron with a P on it. This is your pitching wedge. This is definitely your shortest of your irons. It gets that ball up in the air to try to get it on the green when you're pretty close. You might also have one that's a sand wedge. That's generally used in the sand, but also similar idea as a pitching wedge. It's trying to get everything nice and short up to the green. As the pitching wedges change in number, the angle changes. So this one has a much tighter, like vertical angle. Some of the other ones are a little bit softer at the angle. That is what is allowing it to hit it, whether farther, higher up in the air, kind of depending on the club. So these are good irons. These ones are also have a pretty big face to them. So there's lots of room, especially for beginners. There's lots of room to be able to hit the ball off of the club. The next thing you're going to want in your bag is some sort of putter. This one has a nice line down the middle to help you line it up. It's got a nice solid face on the front. There's lots of different putters. These are especially one you got to find one you like. Putters have lots of different grips, lots of different heads, everything to them. So you definitely want to find one that has something that you like about it. If there's a certain way you like to line it up, find one that works best for you. A putter is definitely the one that you want to make sure that you have a club that works best for you. It doesn't have, everybody has different opinions on how they like to swing the club and everything. So I would definitely recommend trying out a few different ones to try to find which one you like best. But this is definitely a necessity to use on the greens. Really, when you're starting out, you only need a few clubs. I would recommend probably one of the hybrids or fairway woods. Some sort of driver, just so you have it. You can try it out. I didn't really use my driver for the first year or so when I was practicing, especially on shorter holes. You don't really need it. So I was doing a lot of par 3 courses, so I didn't really ever use this. I would definitely recommend a couple irons, definitely like 7, 8, 9. Those shorter irons are definitely helpful. pitching wedge, and then I would recommend a putter as like your basic clubs you need, but you can always add up. I got a couple different hybrids and drivers and woods. I got a couple different irons working all the way from 5 to my pitching wedge, putter, all of that. So I definitely recommend trying to figure out what works best for you, but this is definitely what works best for me. One other thing you might see in this is just like a little ball grabber tool. If your ball goes into the water or something like that, I do have that in my bag as well. It just allows you to retrieve the ball and try not to lose as many by hitting them into the water or the woods or something. It makes it easier to grab. Now another thing you might need is a bag. So this bag actually came with the clubs, but there's lots of different options for bags. Again, trying to find your best brand. And these bags are awesome because they have a lot of pockets. They also have straps so you can wear it either like a backpack is really how you should wear it. And they got padding and stuff. It makes it so that it's easy to carry around your clubs. You're also going to need some sort of golf ball. I would definitely recommend when you're starting out, go to the Walmart or something. They have like lots of golf balls. So they have like bags for only a couple bucks. Definitely recommend getting those. Sometimes they're used, but they're a good way, especially when you're first starting off. You're probably going to lose a lot of golf balls. When you go out on the course, you want to bring a lot of golf balls. So I'd probably recommend starting with that. And then as you get more experience, you can buy specific golf balls. I like to use pink golf balls. So I have these Spaldings, but there's lots of different golf balls. You can get all the way up to really expensive golf balls, cheaper golf balls. I would definitely recommend getting a bag of cheap golf balls to start off with. You're going to lose a bunch of them, and it's just something for you to try and hit, and then you don't have to worry about spending a ton of money when you lose them. I would then also recommend getting some tees. There's a few different heights you can get. I have some longer tees and some shorter ones. That depends on the type of club I'm using, how high I want to tee up the ball. So the driver, I'm obviously going to use a longer tee to be able to tee up the ball that much higher so that it's more in the center of the club, where the shorter woods or irons, I'm going to use a smaller tee to tee the ball up. You definitely need these. These are also good. You can use them to repair divots and stuff on the greens, so repair the ball marks, or you can get a separate tool to do that, but you can also just use a tee for that, especially at the beginning. It's helpful to just have tees. You have them in your pocket anyways. So I definitely recommend grabbing these. You can get them at the dollar store, Walmart. They're not wicked expensive, which is good, especially because you're going to go through a bunch of them, but definitely recommend something that you need to have in your bag. Another thing I'd recommend is some sort of golf glove. This one's definitely seen some better days as it's coming to the end of the season, and I used this for most of the season. This is definitely helpful. When you're swinging the golf club a lot, you're definitely going to get some like marks on the inside of your hands from the grips. This just adds a little extra padding protection to your hands so that when you're swinging the club a lot, you're not like ripping the skin on your hands. I would definitely recommend this. Some even have built-in ball markers. You could get one like that, or just carry a ball marker as another item you probably want. So when you're on the green, you can mark your ball, especially when you're playing with a bunch of people. It allows you to mark your ball and allow somebody else to get your ball out of the way of their hitting path. But definitely some sort of glove and some sort of ball marker. You probably also want to bring some sort of towel, especially if it's a wet day in the grass or you're going early morning, the grass may be wet. Allows you to wipe the grass off your clubs, some sort of like golf towel. There's lots that can hook up onto your bag, or just some sort of like microfiber or just towel you don't care a ton about, you don't mind getting dirty. I would definitely also recommend like a Sharpie or some sort of marker if you're playing with a bunch of different people. So if you go as like a pair and you're paired up with somebody else, you might want to mark your ball and put your initials on it or something in some way so that you know when there's two Titleist balls in the middle of the fairway, you know which one's yours and which one's the other person you're playing with. And then finally, one thing you can get is some golf shoes. So these are Tommy Armour golf shoes. They just add a little bit of protection. They do have some sort of like spike grip to them, allows you to grip into the grass a little bit more. I would definitely recommend something like these. You just have to be aware when you're walking on the greens that you do make marks a little bit with these, so you don't want to walk in somebody's ball path. But these are definitely helpful. You add a little bit more grip to the ground, especially if the ground's wet or anything, it's slippery. Just adds that little bit of extra protection. They are definitely built to play golf. They're built, any shoe you get that's built for a sport, they're built for that sport. They move the way you should move your feet. They have like the protection where you need it. So I would definitely recommend some sort of golf shoe. You don't need these, you can just play in sneakers. But I would definitely recommend these over time as a nice little add to your golf collection. So those are some of the basic supplies that you need to play golf. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. If you'd like to see this video for any other sport, definitely let me know that as well. I definitely enjoy playing golf. golf. It's a great way to get outside in the summer. It's a great individual sport. You're working for yourself. You can also play in team tournaments, all of that. So I definitely enjoy it. Let me know in the comments down below if you enjoy playing golf, but I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and I will see you guys next Wednesday.